The Book of Jubilees, chapter 16. And on the new moon of the 4th month we appeared unto Abraham at the oak of Mamre, and we talked with him, and we announced to him that a son would be given to him by Sarah his wife. And Sarah laughed, for she heard that we had spoken these words with Abraham, and we admonished her, and she became afraid, and denied that she had laughed on account of the words. And we told her the name of her son, and his name is ordained and written in the heavenly tables, Isaac. And that when we returned to her at a set time, she would have conceived a son. And in this month the Most High executed his judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah and Zeboim and all the region of the Jordan. And he burned them with fire and brimstone, and destroyed them until this day, even as lo, I have declared unto thee all these works, that they are wicked and sinners exceedingly, and that they defile themselves and commit fornication in their flesh, and work uncleanness on the earth. And in like manner the Most High will execute judgment on the places where they have done according to the uncleanness of the Sodomites, like unto the judgment of Sodom. But Lot we saved, for I am remembered Abraham, and sent him out from the midst of the overthrow. And he and his daughters committed sin upon the earth, such as had not been on the earth since the days of Adam till his time. For the man lay with his daughters, and behold, it was commanded and engraven concerning all his seed on the heavenly tables, to remove them and root them out, and to execute judgment upon them like the judgment of Sodom, and to leave no seed of the man on earth on the day of condemnation. And in this month Abraham moved from Hebron, and departed and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur in the mountains of Gerar. And in the middle of the 5th month he moved from thence, and dwelt at the well of the oath. And in the middle of the 6th month the Most High visited Sarah, and did unto her as he had spoken, and she conceived. And she bare a son in the 3rd month, in the middle of the month, at the time of which the Most High had spoken to Abraham. On the festival of first fruits of the harvest, Isaac was born. And Abraham circumcised his son on the 8th day. He was the first that was circumcised according to the covenant which is ordained forever. And in the 6th year of the 4th week we came to Abraham to the well of the oath, and we appeared unto him as we had told Sarah that we should return to her, and she would conceive a son. And we returned in the 7th month, and found Sarah with child before us. And we blessed him, and announced to him all the things which had been decreed concerning him, that he should not die till he should beget 6 sons more, and should see them before he died. But that in Isaac should his name and seed be called, in that all the seed of his son should be Gentiles, and be reckoned with the Gentiles. But from the sons of Isaac one should become a holy seed, and should not be reckoned among the Gentiles. For he should be the portion of the Most High, and all his seed had fallen into the possession of the Most High, that it should be unto the Most High a people for his possession above all nations, and that it should become a kingdom and priest and a holy nation. And we went our way, and we announced to Sarah all that we had told him, and they both rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And he built there an altar to the Most High, who had delivered him, and who was making him rejoice in the land of his sojourning. And he celebrated a festival of joy in this month 7 days, near the altar which he had built at the well of the oath. And he built booths for himself and for his servants on this festival, and he was the first to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles on the earth. Let me repeat verse 21, because that was beautiful. And he built booths for himself and for his servants on this festival, and he was the first to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles on the earth. All praise. And during these 7 days he brought each day to the altar a burnt offering to the Most High, 2 oxen, 2 rams, 7 sheep, 1 he-goat, for a sin offering, that he might atone thereby for himself and for his seed. And as a thank offering, 7 rams, 7 kids, 7 sheep, and 7 he-goats. and their first fruit offerings, and their drink offerings, and he burnt all the fat thereof on the altar, a chosen offering unto the Most High, for a sweet smelling savor. And morning and evening he burnt fragrant substances, frankincense, and galbanum, and stacte, and nard, and myrrh, and spices, and costum, and all these 7 he offered, crushed, mixed together in equal parts, and pure. And he celebrated this feast during 7 days, rejoicing with all his heart and with all his soul, he and all those who were in his house. And there was no stranger with him, nor any that was uncircumcised. And he blessed his Creator, who had created him in his generation, for he had created him according to his good pleasure. For he knew and perceived that from him would arise a plant of righteousness for the eternal generations, and from him a holy seed, so that it should become like him who had made all things. And he blessed and rejoiced, and he called the name of this festival the festival of I Am, a joy acceptable to the Most High Power. And we blessed him forever, and all his seed after him throughout all the generations of the earth, because he celebrated this festival in its season according to the testimony of the heavenly tables. For this reason it is ordained on the heavenly tables concerning Israel, that they should celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days with joy, in the 7th month, acceptable before I Am, a statute forever, throughout their generations every year. And to this there is no limit of days, for it is ordained forever regarding Israel, that they should celebrate it and dwell in booths, and set wreaths upon their heads, and take leafy boughs and willows from the brook. And Abraham took branches of palm trees and the fruit of goodly trees, every day going round the altar with the branches 7 times a day. In the morning he praised and gave thanks to his power for all things in joy. All praise to the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Son of Man, Father, I am that I am, and his only begotten Son, the Son of Man, to finally come and save the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Israel, chapter 16, was so beautiful. It talked about Abraham, Father Abraham, being blessed by the Most High with his firstborn son Isaac, him and Sarah. And that Father Abraham was the very first person ever on earth to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles. And the Feast of Tabernacles is one feast that it is so hard to actually celebrate it to your full potential. Well, I know me as an Israelite in America, because for one, we barely have any unity. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any camps we can go to. As far as me, like, you know, I'm part of the biblical prophecy of here, a few in this city, one in that city. I'm that one in this city. I live in Sin City, y'all. So if anything, I'm probably either the only one or one of the only righteous ones that's still practicing, trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of his abilities in sincereness and truth. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it's hard to find community, especially out here in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? To have everybody come together as a community once a year and celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles in booths, because that's how we're supposed to celebrate it. We're supposed to celebrate it outside for 7 days, dwelling in tents or booths. You know what I'm saying? But it's so hard being an American nowadays. Is like, for one, is nowhere to camp like that. You know, for 7 whole days, you really gotta find like a good park. Like, I'll say probably like Sunset Park, but even there, they're not gonna allow us just to dwell there for 7 whole days. Like, they're gonna think like we homeless or something, like in a tent. Well, that's what the police might think, and they be, you know, like telling people to move on and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know, but the Most High knows my heart. That's one of the only feast days that's hard for me to keep. You know, I try my hardest to keep the Day of Atonement, the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You know, most of the other feasts, you know, the Feast of Blowing of the Trumpets. I try to always keep the Sabbath to the best of my abilities. You know, that's weekly right there. But other than that, you know, like I say, all of us Israelites, we have some, weaknesses that we need to work on as far as worshiping the Most High in all sincerity and truth. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, it's hard to keep certain feast days, certain years. Some of us, it's hard to keep Sabbath, even though it shouldn't be hard to keep Sabbath. If you could do things Monday, if you could do things Sunday through Friday, then you can keep one day for the Most High. The Most High gave you life. The least you can do is keep the Sabbath once a week. But anyway, I'm getting thrown off track. This was a beautiful chapter. Father Abraham, the very first person. Let's clap it up for Father Abraham. The very first person on earth to keep the Feast of Tabernacles to the Most High. All praise. Israel, keep your head up in these trying times and keep your faith strong. Shalom.